네, 오늘의 핵심 문장을 좀 더 여러분이 자연스럽게 읽을 수 있게끔 연습해 볼 부분이 두 군데가 있죠?
Okay, so the first one that we're going to take a look at today is you've been selected. You've been selected.
아하, 당신은 선택되었습니다라는 부분인데요. 어떤 부분을 좀 주의하셔야 되나요?
Okay, so the VE part,
네.
when we say it in a sentence, we don't really say it that strong. So we won't say you've been selected. It's a bit difficult. It's very, very, very soft.
아하.
You've been selected.
아.
You've been selected.
그러니까 you've 물론 VE, you have가 줄어든 거잖아요.
Right.
So you have been selected 너무 힘드니까 you've been 한 거고 v 발음 자체도 사실 세게 발음하기가 쉽진 않아요.
Yeah.
그래서 부드럽게 한다는 거죠.
You've been selected.
You've been,
You've been.
you've been.
Almost like it's not even there, but just a little bit.
거의 없는 것처럼 들리거나 아니면 거의 F 발음처럼.
Yeah, kind of like a soft F.
네.
You've been.
You've been. 네.
Yeah.
You've been 이렇게 발음됩니다. 그리고 두 번째는요.
Okay, so the second one is you interviewed for. You interviewed for.
아, 여기가 어떤 부분이 좀 조심해야 되는 부분인가요?
The end of interviewed is kind of like there's no D, right? You interviewed for is a bit difficult to say. Again, we like to say things very soft, so it's
네.
more like you interviewed for.
That's right.
Viewed
But
for.
just because it is difficult to say, you should not omit it completely.
Right, so it's not completely omitted, but just very soft. Interviewed. It kind of like a pause in the word, and
네.
your tongue goes up. Interviewed.
Interviewed.
You stop the air.
그러니까 interview for라고 발음하면 확실히 티가 나요.
Right.
근데 interviewed D가 있다고 생각하고 약하게 하시면 또 이제 interview for하고 interviewed for하고 이 차이가 느껴지게 되겠죠?
Of course.
자, 그러면 이 두 가지 유의해서 전체 문장 읽어보겠습니다.
Okay, so the whole sentence is you've been selected for the job you interviewed for. You've been selected for the job you interviewed for.
네, 그러면 이번에는요, 메간 선생님과 함께 1대1로 연습해 보겠습니다. It's your one-on-one session with Megan.
One-on-one? Okay, so make sure you repeat loudly after me. 여러분 크게 따라해 보세요. Okay, so the first one that we're going to look at is you've been selected. So remember the V and the E, you say it very softly. Okay, let's read it 2 times together. You've been selected. You've been selected. Okay, and the second part that we're going to look at is you interviewed for. But remember, the D on interviewed is very, very soft. It's not gone, but just very, very soft. So we're going to read this 2 times together. You interviewed for. You interviewed for. Okay, so let's read the whole sentence together 2 times. Okay. You've been selected for the job you interviewed for. You've been selected for the job you interviewed for. Perfect.
Okay, great job, everybody. 자, 이번에는 발음 연습을 다 해봤으니까요. 자, 해외에서 들어온 원어민 영상으로 또 공부를 해보겠습니다. Shall we go?
Oh, yeah. It's time for English on the go.
네, 오늘도 또 새로운 인물을 소개하는 시간이죠.
Oh, yeah.
네, 누구죠?
So today we're going to have a clip from Joel, who's from England.
England.
Joel from England. I love English accents. It makes me so happy that we've been using a lot of people from other countries.
네, 그래서 지금 호주 억양도 우리가 들을 수 있고
Yeah.
미국도 물론 들을 수 있고 캐나다, 지금 영국 이렇게 지금 크게 4나라를 이번 시즌에서 다루고 있는데 앞으로 더 다양한 나라의 억양들이 준비되어 있으니까
Yeah.
기대해 주시고 그렇다고 해서 뭐 특별히 어려운 건 아닌데 이 영상을 보시면 좀 밖에 실외예요. 그리고 주변에 차들도 좀 지나다니고 있어서 사실 다른 영상을 쓸까 고민을 해봤는데 이렇게 좀 소음이 있는 것도 한번 시도해보면 어떨까 해서 we decided to give it a try. So there will be a lot of ambient noise.
Right. And maybe wind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Possibly. So anyway, why don't we take a look at the clip? Let's watch.
Okay, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my experience with job interviews, which is a little bit different from other people's potentially. Because I am freelance, I don't often have to go to interviews that often. I get a lot of my work through connections and meeting people. So in some sense you could say that my interview process is networking. That basically involves meeting people and just being very personable. But I think a very good tip for a good interview is be confident, know who you are, don't be overconfident, but just show that you are a friendly person. I think often, especially in England, people would rather work with someone who is personable, friendly, easy to work with than someone who has necessarily the best grades. And I think that's my experience because I have terrible grades, but I'm very fortunate to get very good work.
자, 이 부분에 대해서는 우리가 여러 가지로 토론을 할 수 있을 것 같아요. 의견이 다른데. 메건 선생님 지금 이렇게 좀 시끄러운 잡음이 들리는 상황에서 영어가 들려왔을 때 다 알아들으시죠?
Yeah, I think
And
I understood.
I
fairly
understand
well.
everything
Yeah.
too. So if your English is good enough, noise doesn't matter.
Right.
그래서 이게 좋은 훈련이 될 거예요. 영어를 잘 하시게 되면, 잘 하시는 분들은 충분히 소음 속에서도 다 들리거든요. 들려야 하는 거예요. 알겠죠? 네. 그래서 소음이 핑계가 될 수는 없지만 한번 새로운 것을 시도해 봤습니다. 좋아요. 그러면 한 문장씩 공부를 해 볼까요?
Okay, so the first one that we're going to look at is, okay, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my experience with job interviews. Okay, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my experience with job interviews.
지금 영상에서 experience 부분이 정말로 빠르게 지나갔어요. experience보다는 그냥 my experience 이렇게 지나갔기
Yeah.
때문에
Experience.
이 부분이 좀 듣기 어려울 수도 있는데 자, 면접과 job interview는 그냥 인터뷰는 뭐 magazine interview, TV interview, radio interview 이렇게 말하면 우리가 인터뷰라고 번역하고 job interview 이거는 면접이라고 번역하죠. 그래서
Correct.
면접과 관련된 제 경험에 대해서 짧게 말씀드릴게요라고 했는데요. 제가 짧게라고 했지만 실제로 쓰인 영어 단어는
Quickly.
quickly,
Quickly.
빠르게.
Quickly.
물론 네, 조엘 씨가 했던 말이 느리진 않았어요.
Right.
But he didn't speak fast.
Right, he didn't speak fast, but you know, we don't mean quick as in, hello, my name is Joel, I'm going to teach you about my interviews, blah, 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 blah. We don't mean fast like that, but we mean it as in the next word, we're going to look at briefly.
그렇죠. 그래서
Briefly.
quickly가 빠르게지만 짧게를 뜻하고요. 그래서 만약에 간략하게 짧게를 가리키고 싶다면
Briefly. Briefly.
똑같은 뜻으로 쓰이는 거죠. 영어에서 Let me quickly show you how to do this. 막 보여주는
I'm not going to
거죠.
show you like this. Did you see?
quickly. 잠깐 시간을
Yeah.
조금만 뺏겠다라는 거죠. 그리고 또 많이들 헷갈리시는 부분이 이제 짧게 설명한다고 해서 이 단어를 써요.
Shortly.
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 이렇게 되면 전혀 다른 뜻이 됩니다. shortly doesn't mean briefly.
Right.
It means soon.
Right.
네,
So I'm going to tell you shortly. It means maybe, 1 or 2 minutes later, then
그렇죠.
I'll, tell you whatever it is.
네, 정리할게요. quickly는 빠르게 맞지만 뭔가를 보여주거나 설명해 줄 때, 이야기해 줄 때는 짧게 간략하게를 말하고요. 이것을 오해 없이 말하고 싶을 때는 briefly. 그리고 짧게라고 쓰고 싶어서 shortly라고 번역하게 되면 절대 틀린 문장이 되고요. shortly는 거의 항상 shortly는 곧,
Right.
얼마 안 되어서
Soon.
soon을 뜻합니다.
Soon.
네, 오해가 있을 수 있으니까요. 잘 기억해 두시고 다음 부분입니다.
Okay. Which is a little bit different from other people's, potentially. Which is a little bit different from other people's, potentially.
아마도 다른 사람들의 경험과는 조금 다를 거예요라고 이야기를 했어요. 그래서 which is가 이제 my experience인 거죠. My experience is a little different from your experience, other people's experience. 그리고 이제 아마도라는 말, 여러분 아마 하면 maybe, perhaps
Perhaps.
이런 것들 많이 들으셨을 텐데
Right, but you
여기서는
could also say potentially.
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 potentially는 이제 어쩌면 아마도라는 뜻이고 잠재적으로라는 뜻도 가지고 있습니다. 그래서 형용사 형태로는요.
Potential.
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 잠재적인이고 이것을 또 명사로도 생각해서 잠재력. You have a lot of potential.
Right, you have a lot of potential as well.
Thank you. 그리고 이제 잠재 고객. 지금은 아직 우리에게서 물건을 산 적은 없지만
right.
앞으로 살 수도 있는 사람.
Potential customer. Potential customer.
그렇죠. Someone who might become a customer.
Right, if we can sell them.
네. 또는 potential student.
Right,
potential husband.
Yeah,
potential.
or it could even just be like potential problem.
아하.
This could be a potential problem.
Something that could actually turn into a problem. 문제로 변할 수 있는 어떠한 상황 이런
So you
것들을
can use it for many things.
오케이. 좋아요. 그리고 지금 이 다른 사람들의 경험과 다른 이유 설명해 주고 있죠.
Because I am freelance, I don't often have to go to interviews that often. Because I am freelance, I don't often have to go to interviews that often.
네, often이 앞 뒤에 나오고 있어요. 이게
Yeah.
글로 쓰다 보면은 보이니까 사실 빼기 쉬운데 말을 할 때에는 이런 경우 자주 볼 수 있습니다. I always all the time.
All the time.
이렇게 사실은 중복되는 말이지만 여기에 구어체임으로 많이들 이렇게 쓰죠. 그래서 because I am freelance라고 했는데 프리랜서로 일을 하기 때문에 면접하러 자주 가지 않습니다라는 말에서 일반적으로 저는 프리랜서예요라고 말할 때 어떻게 말하시나요?
I am a freelancer.
네.
I am a freelancer.
I am a freelancer라고 하거나
Right.
또는 I freelance라고 하거나
Yeah.
I do freelance work라고 하는데
Yeah.
또 이런 표현도 가능하다는 거죠. I am freelance 융통성을 가지고 볼 수 있습니다. 자, 그래서 프리랜서이기 때문에 어떻게 일을 구하죠?
So he gets his work by I get a lot of my work through connections and meeting people. I get a lot of my work through connections and meeting people.
이게 잘하기가 쉽지 않은데
Yeah.
정말 이걸 잘하시는 것 같아요. 그래서 저는 connections, connections 보통 이제 연결, 접속, 인터넷 connection. 그런데 여기서 사람끼리의 커넥션은 인맥이죠, 인맥.
Yeah, making connections, having people who have various types of jobs,
Yeah.
you know, so you can network.
So Megan, do you have a lot of connections?
I think I have a lot of connections.
That's good.
That's why I never have to interview like Joel.
I see. So all these jobs come to you. All right. 그래서 connections 인맥이고 이제 그리고 또 무엇을 통해서 meeting people 사람들을 만나면서 일을 구하게 된다라고 이야기를 했고요. 그래서
So, in some sense, you could say that my interview process is networking. So, in some sense, you could say that my interview process is networking.
그래서 in some sense, in a way, 뭐 in a sense 어떤 의미에서는 제 면접 과정 이 말이 되네요. 면접 과정 자체가 networking, 인맥 쌓기. 이 사람 저 사람 만나면서 좋은 인상을 주는 거죠. So you have to tell people about what you do,
Right.
what you're passionate about,
In your dreams and goals
yeah,
and whatnot.
and what you are good at. And you have your portfolio. 약간 지금까지 했던 일 같은 것들을
Right.
모아놓은 그런 자료가 있으면 좋겠죠. 네.
For sure.
그거 자체가 인터뷰 과정이라고 이야기를 했습니다. 그래서 다른 사람들의 경험과 다르다는 이야기죠. 그래서 what does it involve?
So it involves, that basically involves meeting people and just being very personable.
오.
That basically involves meeting people and just being very personable.
네, 그래서 이 전체 과정은 네트워킹이라는 것은 that basically 기본적으로 무엇을 포함합니다. involves. 네, 사람들을 만나는 것을 포함하고 거기에는 사람들 만나는 것이 포함되어 있고 just being very personable 했는데요. personable 하면 person이 들어있고
Right.
able 이렇게 돼 있는데
Able to be a person.
not really able to be liked by people.
Right,
네,
right, right.
그래서 무슨 뜻인가 하면 매력적인
Right.
호감이 가는. Do you think you are personable?
I don't know, sometimes.
What do you think, everybody? Is
Do you think I'm
Megan
personable?
personable?
I think you're quite personable.
Thank you.
And you're actually a really good connection, too.
Thank you. So now I have to say that you are personable
No,
too.
you don't. You don't have to. I don't want lies.
Okay, then I won't say that. personable, 호감이 간다, 호감형이다라고 할 때 이제 이렇게 이야기를 하고요. 그리고 뭐 호감형이라고 말할 때 또 다른 표현이 하나 있죠.
Ah, right. You could also say likable.
Likeable.
Likable.
이거는 더 직관적으로 이해할 수 있죠. 좋아할 만한.
Right.
좋아하는
Likeable.
마음이, 네, 드는
Able
거죠.
to be liked
네.
by people.
그렇죠. 마음이 드는. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. So the next one is I think a very good tip for a good interview is be confident. I think a very good tip for a good interview is be confident.
어렵지 않은 내용입니다. 면접을 잘하는 데 필요한 요령 중 하나, good tip. 이것은 be confident, 자신감을 갖는 거고요.
Be confident.
그리고
그리고 you
you have to.
know who you are.
그렇죠.
Don't be overconfident.
네.
Know who you are. Don't be overconfident.
Know who you are.
Yeah.
자기 자신을 알아야 되고요. 그리고 don't be overconfident. 자만하지 않는 것이 중요하다고 합니다.
Yeah, you don't want to be arrogant, but you do want to show that you're confident in your abilities.
그렇죠. 그리고 계속해서 또 팁을 주고 있어요.
But just show that you are a friendly person. But just show that you are a friendly person.
여기서 but가 들어간 이유는 앞에 이제 don't be overconfident, 자만하지 않되, but just show, 그냥 보여주세요. You are a friendly person이라는 것을요. Friendly, 친근감을 느낄 수 있는 거죠.
Yeah, friendly.
네. So friendly 뜻은요, 친절한, 상냥한, 그리고 친화적인 것을 말합니다. Like a friend.
Yeah, like a friend. Someone who is also likable usually is friendly,
네,
right?
좀 비슷해요. Personable,
Yeah.
likable, friendly.
Kind of similar, but there's another word also, sociable.
sociable. 네, 그래서 society, social 이런 말들과 좀 연결이 되어 있죠. 그래서 sociable 하면 사람들과 어울리기를 좋아하는 거 그리고 또 잘 어울리는 것을 말합니다. Okay, the next sentence is
I think often, especially in England, I think often, especially in England.
제 생각에 그리고 often 종종 특히 영국에서는
Yeah.
이 especially 부분도 아주 짧게 빠르게 지나갔습니다. 사람들이 어떻다고 이야기를 하고 있죠?
People would rather work with someone who is.
연결되고 있죠. 네.
People would rather work with someone who is.
사람들은 뭐뭐한 사람들과 일을 하려고 할 거예요. 여기서는 would rather 오히려 뭐뭐 할 거예요라는 말이고요. 어떤 사람들인지 쭉 또 나열되고 있죠.
Right. Personable, friendly, and easy to work with. Personable, friendly, easy to work with.
네, 여러분이 다 알고 있는 단어들입니다. 그래서 personable, 호감형, friendly, 상냥하고 친절하고 그다음에 easy to work with. 일하기 편한 사람과 누구보다
Then someone who has necessarily the best grades.
그렇죠.
Then someone who has necessarily the best grades.
네, 꼭 성적이 최고인 사람들보다는 이렇게 좀 일하기 좋은 사람들과 일하려고 한다.
I've noticed that also in America too. Because you could be the smartest person, have the best grades, but in
네.
your interview, if you're just like, bleh, then they're not going to hire you.
I think it's happening in Korea too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's changing. People used to just
Yeah.
hire people with the best grades, but then now they are realizing, oh, it's not just those best students
Yeah.
who do best work. You want to work with people who you like.
Right, people, yeah, for sure.
그래서 바뀌고 있습니다. 그리고 이제 두 문장이 남았는데요. 다음 문장은요.
I think that's my experience because I have terrible grades. I think that's my experience because I have terrible grades.
네, 제 경험엔 그런 것 같아요. 왜냐하면 저는 성적이 형편없었거든요. 학교 다닐 때 고백을 했고요. 그리고 마지막으로
Okay, so the final one is, but I'm very fortunate to get very good work. But I'm very fortunate to get very good work.
그런데 저는 very fortunate, 운이 좋습니다. 뭐뭐 하는 것이 to get very good work. 좋은 일들이 많이 들어와서 정말 운이 좋은 것 같습니다. 라고 이야기를 했고요. 자, 첫 번째로 나왔던 첫 번째가 아니고 중간에 나오는 fortunate. 이거 원래 행운이란 뜻이고, 운이 좋은이란 뜻인데, 이것을 이제 명사형으로 바꾸면
Fortune.
네, fortune.
Fortune.
fortune 하면 운, 재산, 형용사 형태인 것이 바로
Fortunate.
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 그리고 다행히도라는 부사,
Fortunately.
그리고
Fortunately.
반대말,
Unfortunately.
네.
Unfortunately.
불행히도 안타깝게도라는 말입니다. And unfortunately, this is the last sentence of this segment.
Yes, but fortunately, we get to practice again before
right.
we move on to the next one.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is take a look at the clip. We're going to watch it 2 times, the first time with English subtitles, and then once more without English subtitles. So, let's watch.
Okay, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my experience with job interviews, which is a little bit different from other people's potentially. Because I am freelance, I don't often have to go to interviews that often. I get a lot of my work through connections and meeting people. So in some sense you could say that my interview process is networking. That basically involves meeting people and just being very personable. But I think a very good tip for a good interview is be confident, know who you are, don't be overconfident, but just show that you are a friendly person. I think often, especially in England, people would rather work with someone who is personable, friendly, easy to work with than someone who has necessarily the best grades. And I think that's my experience because I have terrible grades, but I'm very fortunate to get very good work. Okay, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my experience with job interviews, which is a little bit different from other people's potentially. Because I am freelance, I don't often have to go to interviews that often. I get a lot of my work through connections and meeting people. So in some sense you could say that my interview process is networking. That basically involves meeting people and just being very personable. But I think a very good tip for a good interview is be confident, know who you are, don't be overconfident, but just show that you are a friendly person. I think often, especially in England, people would rather work with someone who is personable, friendly, easy to work with than someone who has necessarily the best grades. And I think that's my experience because I have terrible grades. But I'm very fortunate to get very good work.
네, 오늘은요 수요일 보너스 코너 Culture Keyword 보고 오겠습니다. 한번 가볼까요?
All right, it's time for culture
Keyword.